Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from skiessentials.com. Welcome to our 2024 ski test. Today we're talking about the Armada Stranger. This is a super unique ski. It's really cool to see how kind of terrain park skiing and freestyle skiing and this new school attitude is like trickling into or working its way into directional skis. And there's a few companies that are taking that and really embracing it. We see it in things like the Line Blade, even like the Black Crow's Mirror's Core. There's this new kind of excitement over carving and also doing tricks, which are like two of my favorite things about skiing. So here we are. This is a sweet ski. It is pretty darn unique, like I said. So poplar and ash wood core in this ski. It's pretty straightforward from a construction perspective. Kind of the one thing that's unique about it is there's no edge in the tip. So that's kind of Armada's nod to like, yeah, we want you to nose butter on this ski, which is really cool. So nothing wild going on in construction. They do call the tail a springboard tail, and it is very snappy. Obviously, you guys can't quite see the flex of that tail, but moving along or kind of looking at shape just momentarily here, it's very like flat and kind of almost squared off. I guess flat's not the right word because there's quite a bit of rocker back here, but squared off. And the idea is you can load up different amounts of energy or kind of finish your turn off the tail if you want to and get that kind of springboardy, bouncy effect. So yeah, just super unique. Weight is going to be very middle of the road here. Almost pointless to look at weight. It's actually heavier than I expected. So 180 centimeters in length, 100 underfoot, and we're almost 2,200 grams here, which is, yeah, I suppose a little bit surprising. But it's weird because I've skied this thing a lot, and it definitely doesn't feel heavy when you ski it. I think probably due to the amount of energy in it and its shape. So very interesting shape here. We've got a lot of tip and tail rocker, but they're different. And we'll look at the taper in just a second here. And then a lot of camber underfoot, pretty high rise, snappy camber. And this is the longest available length at 180, and it has a 15.8 meter turn radius. So a very short turn radius overall. Obviously, there are shorter turn radii out there, like in a true slalom ski, you're going much shorter than that. But in a ski like this, that's this long and this wide, 15.8 is pretty small. So it's going to really sing and come across the fall line super, super easily. And then I mentioned that difference between the tip and the tail. So this tip has some kind of smooth early taper to it, designed to handle different snow conditions and be like really easy to manipulate. And that manipulation of turn shapes and styles in the Stranger is coming mostly from the shovel, which I think is a cool concept. And then we talked about it a little bit already, but super wide tail. It's not like truly extended side cut, but there's definitely less taper in the tail while still retaining enough rise back here. Like, it's weird to call this ski a twin tip. Like, it is, but it's such a unique twin tip that it just doesn't like match what my brain thinks of when I think of twin tip. But yeah, enough rise back there to ski switch for no problem by any means. So super interesting ski when you get it on snow. It carves really well. It doesn't have like as much torsional stiffness as a dedicated frontside carving ski, but I think for most skiers that are kind of thinking with a playful attitude, but they still want to carve, this is going to hold an edge just fine, especially if you've got nice packed powder groomers on like a boilerplate icy day. That's where you might feel it kind of lose a little bit of grip, but for the most part, no problem whatsoever. We've also found this thing is a blast in trees. So I think the amount of tail rocker back here and that versatile tip shape, it just gives it this like super wiggly feel. And even if you like make a quick little like carved turn in the trees, that turn radius is short enough that it's going to let you do that. Like, it comes across super, super quickly. So it gives you like a ton of different tools that you can use when you're in trees and in terrain like that. One thing that it's like not the best at is pure high-level park skiing, which is very interesting. The idea behind this ski is you're going to ski it as a mostly directional ski and maybe go into the park a little bit. So if you want to like go slide some rails, do some frontside 270s, ski away switch, do a little ollie 180 back to forward, that's the kind of stuff it's really good at. Definitely could still do some jump tricks on it, but it is a directional mount point. This is not a centered mount point at all. So there will come a point where if you're asking a lot of it in the park, you're going to be better off on one of those more symmetrical, kind of more traditional twin tips. So there's a reason why you don't see a ton of these on the mountain, but if like, I don't know, if you're the type of skier that you own a bunch of other stuff already and you want something different, we've had those same conversations with skis like the Line Sakana, the Line Blade, the Miras Core. They're just different and they give you this kind of new, refreshing, visceral reaction to your skiing. So yeah, somewhat hard to like put into words the experience of skiing an Armada Stranger, but hopefully I've at least given you a good enough notion of what this thing's gonna feel like. So yeah, super cool ski. Let us know if you have any questions about the Armada Stranger, and we will see you out there on the slopes.